Saturday night under the lights in the 804 here at Richmond Raceway. Michael Massie, Trey Lyle, Frontstretch.com here recapping you the Clean Harbors 250 in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, the regular season finale. Did you know that was happening, Michael? We came back from the Olympic break and instantly an intense race here at Richmond in the Craftsman Truck Series. Ultimately, it lands between Daniel Dye and Taylor Gray for that final spot. 5 points of difference coming in. There was no real drama on the night. Daniel Dye clearly had a really solid night, but Tanner Gray, talked to him post-race, very frustrated. There was real no drama at that cut line unless, maybe Lane Riggs pops in and wins the race.
Yeah, that was the most drama was that final restart. Lane Riggs sent it in there, and there was a chance he could have come out the other side with the lead. Other than that, Daniel Dye, he drove a smart race. He just went up there and kind of nickel and dimed them to death. He entered the night 5 points down. He got those 5 points the first stage. Got 8 more points stage 2. So at that point, the ball's in his court. There was one restart where Corey Heim went under him, and I was like, oh, man, they're about to wreck. And Daniel Dye did the smart thing and let Corey in. So it's like he wasn't trying to win tonight. He was trying to get his way into the playoffs. So impressive, mature night for Daniel Dye. I'll say that.
Yeah, he mentioned throwing up at one point. He was so nervous coming into this race. So you talking to him post-race, check that out right here on this YouTube channel. He had a lot of a sense of relief when it came to that. But the best 2 cars of the night were probably Grant Enfinger, who you wrote about for Frontstretch.com, CR7. Maybe they would have done the shoo like Cristiano Ronaldo if they won. But ultimately, he falls short. But it was a really good night for him. Led the most laps in his career. It was really a good night for Grant Enfinger.
Yeah, I think just the late cautions were kind of his undoing. Because first you had the whole deal where Corey Heim comes against tires and he doesn't. And Heim tracks him down and passes him. But then, all the late cautions enabled Ty Majeski, who had a faster truck, at least on the long runs. He was, if they didn't get off strategy early on and Majeski lost all his track position, he probably would have just stunk up the night. But he had to come back from that, and these late cautions, they just kept wrecking, and Majeski had more and more shots. And on that final restart, he was impressive and just gapped Enfinger, was solidly won the race, redeemed himself for last year where he lost the lead with 4 laps to go, I believe, to Carson Hocevar. So that's got to feel good for the 98 team.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see behind us, the crew breaking down the truck, the victorious Ty Majeski, and he seemed excited about it. Massie, let's look forward now. Heading to Milwaukee, you will actually head there, I believe, for the Truck Series when they kick off their postseason in a few weeks. Is it a two-man race between Christian Eckes, who we didn't mention tonight, had a solid night, clinches the regular season championship by winning Stage 1, and Corey Heim? Do you feel like at the end of the day, it's those two versus the field?
It probably is, but obviously anything could happen. Who knows? They could go blow a motor or get caught up in a wreck and get knocked out the first round. I don't think that'll happen, but I do think you can't count out Ty Majeski. Just because we got some short tracks coming up, like Milwaukee Mile. He's really good there. That's his home track. So, if he could come out there and make a statement win in Milwaukee, move on to the next round, that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. So I think, 2-horse race with a third that's kind of right there trying to get in the picture.
And let's look forward 24-ish hours from now, probably a little bit longer given the length of that race. We'll be having this conversation post-race about the Cup Series race. 2 different tires. You have the option tire and the prime tire, the red and yellow tire, the hard or softer tire, whatever you want to call it. Denny Hamlin on the pole. We talked to drivers about this tire. It seemed like the option tire did wear, and that drivers actually preferred that as the tire. What are your expectations for tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think we'll definitely see a more interesting Richmond race than maybe we've seen in recent years, just because of that. I think you'll have more comers and goers, and I look for those veterans like Denny Hamlin, like Martin Truex Jr. to kind of rise to the occasion, take care of their stuff, and which they're always good here. But adding tire wear, saving your tires and stuff to the equation, they showed at Bristol this year. They can do that as well. Another guy that really impressed me today, Josh Berry. That's another guy that's good at taking care of his stuff, was good at Bristol earlier this year. is a short track ace. Like, he looked pretty fast in qualifying.
I think you have to also look at Austin Dillon. Fastest in practice, was in the top 10 in qualifying. You got to look at Austin Dillon. You touched on it. He had a really good run at Richmond, I believe last year, maybe a few years ago. He talked about it post-race or after qualifying during his media availability, how he started to fall in love with this place a lot and has worked really hard on it. You could sense a little bit of confidence from the driver of the number 3. And, of course, playoffs. We have to talk about it. I think the debate between Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, you want to throw in Chris Buescher there. Bubba's starting the top 10. Ross is not. He's starting in the back. We talked about this time in and time out, but the pendulum is swung clearly to the 23. And I think, and I want your opinion on this, it probably is going to be it could be a big night for Bubba Wallace in just terms of getting back into the right side of the playoff bubble.
I think so. He's good at this track. He ran good here last year. He's got the momentum on his side. Ross Chastain does not have the momentum on his side. He is backpedaling. But, we talk about these points. If Josh Berry or Austin Dillon go out there and win tomorrow, then it's all for nothing because, it just bumps up a spot and it's that much harder to make the playoffs. So it's crazy. It's going to be fun to watch and just see what happens. We're going to have all kinds of playoff drama down this stretch.
Short track Saturday night completed. Ty Majeski, your winner. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series playoffs are about to begin tomorrow night. The Cup Series now does a Sunday night of short track racing right here in Richmond at the Richmond Raceway, our home track. Our favorite track, because it is our home track. We'll have all the content for you at Trey Lyle VT, at M_Massie22, as the team of Christian Eckes rolls the regular season championship truck to the garage after post-race inspection. We're signing off for now. We'll be back tomorrow, like I mentioned, at my M_Massie22, at Trey Lyle VT, at Frontstretch. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to have a lot more content tomorrow on X, so check that out as well. Signing off for now. See you tomorrow night.
The Vivid EV Anthem is the essence of American spirit. Made with lithium battery technology, this neighborhood electric vehicle features vibrant colors, diamond stitch seats, and seats up to 6. It isn't just made in America, it's made for America.
Steven Stump of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.